we see in our society today? Do we see people who are ready to protect and guard the institutions the way she did? So my message to Kenyans here is that don't destroy your institutions. Because, as I said somewhere the other day, in fact on Labor Day, I said that the biggest threat to any nation is not necessarily terrorism or gangsters. The biggest threat to any nation is when critical institutions of that nation are dismantled or undermined so that they don't function. That is the biggest threat to any nation. Judy protected not just the presidency, but she protected this nation. Let us give her that honor. Let it be a lesson for many of us who want to move forward. The final thing, maybe the family spoke about it, but I was touched because I work with a brother. Joe Busiega is my chief of staff in the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. I think somewhere I read that she is in the panel that was working on the beatification of the late Cardinal Otunga to become a saint. So you must ask yourself, if an individual can be identified by the Catholic Church to be part of that very delicate and honorable function, then that person is truly extraordinary in her demeanor, in her character, in her ways. So again, that is a measure of respect. La mwisho, to Kenyans, let us be united. Let us not encourage a culture of lies and believing in lies and talking lies and eating lies and sleeping lies and waking up lies. Yani vandu vakuoneka ni uveshi buza badumu rabza uveshi buridiko. Let us be truthful. It is so important to be truthful. And I'll give an example because today I'm honored to be in a Catholic church. The other day, we went with the president. He flew from China where he was having a state visit. And he flew directly from Beijing to make it to the funeral mass service of the late Pope Francis. And I was there. And it was in broad daylight, the way it is today, as we sit here. A very solemn moment, very dignified moment, very honorable. This is the symbol of the Catholic Church, being graciously respected by the entire world. Over 50 heads of state, 10 monarchs, I don't know, 170 heads of government coming there to respect him. And it was so dignified, with a lot of honor. And the Catholics had organized themselves with extremely elaborate protocols. How they receive the head of state. Each head of state was assigned a bishop. They receive them, they guide them up to where they sit. And it was 1+5, so that you don't crowd the place. So it was so orderly, Just the way I know the Catholic Church to be orderly. It was very orderly. Now, unfortunately, some very senior politicians in Kenya, just a few days ago, very senior, actually started like that one, saying that candles were being given to the president, and the candle of President Ruto went off. Man in a suit. And I really said, kumbe clothes can really camouflage somebody who has a lot of problems. Because it was in broad daylight. Secondly, how on earth would you be lighting candles when there are all these heads of state? That would even be a security risk. For you to be there lighting candles and giving would you even be allowed? So it struck me, and I said, we have degenerated to the lowest level, particularly as leaders. To go and stand in a church and over a very solemn moment. So, what was he looking for? What are we looking for in this country? Where do we want to go? We should not be a country that thrives on lies. And when I was saying let us respect institutions, another critical institution is the church, where we are. So, let us also protect the church from this kind of games and lie there. But do not lie in front of God's people, and more so when you have very solemn moments like that one. So, Judy, we bid you farewell. May your soul rest in eternal peace. Give you a comfort zone before the Lord's house. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, our PCS, for your very kind words. It's now time for the family, and I'll start with the brothers. That is Agrish Bachi to come and to recognize the presence of the ACC president, our ACC, our DCC, our senior Inspector General of Police, Opicho, our DIG of Police, Masengeli, Chairman Public Service Commission, Ambassador Mushiri, and also our former CS, Madam Nakumicha. Thank you so much for coming.
Praise God. Praise God again. Thank you, the Catholic Church, distinguished guests, family, and fellow mourners. Good afternoon. As I stand here as Judy's brother, it's a very difficult time. I'll start from maybe what I would have finished with so that I don't miss it, since we don't have much time. I would say Judy lived a very good life, all her life. I'm the one who comes after Judy. We have about a 2-year separation, so I would have a good idea. Maybe 2 or so of us here are the ones who Rose and Shadrach Busiega tried their best to give the children the best life they could. And when you look at Judy's life, Judy lived a very good life. When we were children, close to before independence, a few years before independence, and when I can remember, my father was driving. Those days, very few people drove. And after a short while, we moved to was mainly European area. And that's how we continued with life. We continued with life until where Judy went to secretarial college. Judy was working in home affairs for the then PS for home affairs. She was working for the PS Home Affairs when His Excellency Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi was the Vice President. And she moved from there. I think after that, a lot has been said. So to me, Judy lived her full life. She lived a very good life, and even her passing on. Because from what my nephew was telling me, a few moments to her passing on, I was asked the date, and she said the date, and she passed on a few moments after that. So for me, Judy lived a very good life, and for us as a family, Judy was everything for us. She made sure that we were well taken care of. The work she did still influences the way we are today. For the community, Judy was a community worker. Judy was born by, as I said, by Shadrach and Rose Busiega. Shadrach Busiega, when it was a missionary station for the Friends Church, and Rose Busiega schooled at Kima when it was a mission station for the Church of God. And if you look at Judy's life, it begins from there. The virtues that she had were what she learned from her parents, who had been to Kaimosi and Kima. Judy worked for the community. She did everything. If we were to talk, we would talk. But I thank God for the life that Judy had, and I just pray she has left behind. Even if they can't do everything, let them try and do some of the things that Judy did. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Agri Shivachi.
I just want to seek permission, if you don't mind, so that, because I have another function with the Speaker, Honorable, to you. So with your permission, please allow me to exit a bit early, and